To get access to the battery, you need to remove the back glass. So this is what I'm going to do, and I heated the back glass of this Pixel 9 Pro XL for 1 minute at the highest setting on the heat gun, and the air output was 50%. Generally with this type of cracks, you do not have the ability to use a suction cup. So it is better to use a blade and insert it between the back glass and the frame, then slightly move the blade upward to create a small gap that you can use and insert a guitar pick and start moving the guitar pick to start detaching the back glass of the device. So at this step, you need to remove the back glass by moving the guitar pick and separating the back glass from the frame of the device. And while doing this, since the back glass is badly cracked and it may take a lot longer than a normal back glass that stays together while you're trying to remove it. Like I just showed, the right side while looking at the device from the back is where you have the cable for the flashlight. So make sure that you're very careful while moving the guitar pick on that side. The back glass for this Pixel 9 Pro XL has been completely separated from the frame of the device. So it is time to work on the flex cable that connects the flashlight to the motherboard. In order to access the flex cable, you will need to remove 2 screws, then remove a retaining plate. Then you will have access to the actual flex cable connector. Then you simply disconnect the flex cable, and then you can separate the back glass from the body of the device completely. So this was the first step that you need to complete in order to have access to the battery. At least you will be able to see the battery at this step. Next, you will need to remove a set of screws that are part of the wireless charger and a metallic plate that covers the top of the motherboard. So while trying to remove this metallic plate and wireless charger, it didn't work, so I had one more screw to remove, which was hidden under this black plastic. After I have removed this screw, I am able to remove the metallic plate with the wireless charger attached to it. This is a new design coming from the 8 Pro to the 9 Pro. This is well executed and this is easier than what they have Frankenstein on the 8 Pro. The wireless charger is connected by flex cable on the motherboard, and it is very easy and directly connected as long as the wireless charger metallic plate is well aligned with the frame of the device. Before we can access the battery, you need to disconnect the battery flex cable. This is the one that I just disconnected, and you have this huge flex cable which I have never seen on any device. This is really huge. I'm just wondering, will a small tear on this cable will make it unusable? I have just disconnected 2 connectors on the motherboard for this big cable. Then after that, there is a third one that I need to disconnect on the right side of the device. Then I need to work at the bottom, remove all the screws in order to reveal all the flex cable connectors. As always with a Pixel device, you need to have a set of Torx in order to work and complete your repairs. If you do not have a set of Torx, it is impossible to work on a Pixel device. At the bottom, it is the same thing. You have 2 flex cable connectors that you need to disconnect out of the charging module, and you can simply remove the big flex cable, the biggest flex cable that I have ever seen. So now you have access to the battery. This is the time to work on the battery and remove it. Google has provided this type of pull tab that do not really work. They have been doing this for quite a while now, and I never seem to understand how to use this in order to remove the battery. And this time also I tried to use what they have provided, like I always do, even on the Samsung device and Apple devices. I try to use what they provide first, and if that doesn't work, I will try my own method of removing the battery. They simply need to do what Samsung has done with the S25 series. So I'm going with alcohol in order to help me remove the battery of this 9 Pro XL. This was 99% alcohol, and I simply added a few drops of alcohol on the right side of the battery, and then I will do the same on the left side of the battery. So before doing any of this, I have not looked at any videos on this device. So I am trying to think and find solutions as I go. Generally, the methods are the same for all smartphones. It can be different from one another, but the core methodology is the same. So here it is advised to wait at least 5 minutes before you try to pull the battery out. And right here, I was trying to find the perfect spot that would let me insert my tool and also be the safest spot in order to start pulling the battery out. So right before I started inserting the tool and starting pulling the battery out, I added again some alcohol on the right and left. And I chose this spot because this is the perfect spot in order to start removing the battery. The tool that I'm using is flat at the bottom and it does not have any sharpening. So this is the perfect tool and it is safe to use. You need to pull the battery out slightly. I try to pull the battery out without putting too much force on the battery to avoid bending the battery. So with the right amount of alcohol at the bottom of the battery, soaking the double-sided tape, and the right amount of force that you exert on the battery, it is going to start to move. If it doesn't move, you can always add some alcohol. So at this point, I had the tool between the battery and the frame of the device. So this was the right spot to add the alcohol and it will go directly on the double-sided tape. So this is why I had put the device that way and added the alcohol on top of the tool so that it goes directly to the back of the battery and contact the double-sided tape. So here's the battery for the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I just thought of it, maybe what Google wants is to add the alcohol on top of the black tape. And then the alcohol will go directly to the area where the double-sided tape is supposed to be. Maybe this is the way to do it. Regardless, this is how it looks after you have removed the battery out of your Pixel 9 Pro XL. This device does have some serious cooling for performance. So now if you have a new battery, you will simply remove the plastic covering the double-sided tape. After you have done that, you simply place the battery inside the device while making sure that the cable for the battery is at the right location. Just try to push the cable and make sure that it is at the right location where it has to plug in on the motherboard. As far as battery compatibility, I don't think there is any software that will trigger something after you have replaced a battery on your Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. It doesn't work the same way as Apple does. So before you do anything, you need to clean and remove any excess double-sided tape that is still on the inside of the device before you move to the next step, which is the installation of the new back glass. So let me show you how you will do it if you did purchase the double-sided tape with the original back glass from iFixit. So this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It is exactly the same process. You need to remove one side of the plastic covering the double-sided tape and then align the double-sided tape inside the device. Make sure that you do this properly and do not waste the double-sided tape. In that regard, I advise that you maybe purchase 2 double-sided tape if you want to do this and do not have a lot of experience. Even for me, for this iPhone 15 Pro Max, I did purchase 2 double-sided tape and one was wasted. So I had a backup which worked out well. As far as the Pixel 9 Pro XL, it is the same thing. Lay the double-sided tape inside the device and then you will need to reattach the back glass and the cable that goes on the motherboard. In that case, you will have the double-sided tape ready and the back glass already installed. Then you will need to remove the plastic covering the camera lenses, then remove the plastic covering the double-sided tape and then close the device. So exactly the same process with the Pixel 9 Pro XL double-sided tape for the back glass installation. So if you purchase the back glass only and do not have the double-sided tape, you can still use B7000 if you have that one. But I recommend that you get the double-sided tape if you went to the extent of purchasing an original back glass. So before proceeding, you need to turn the device on and test the flashlight. Make sure that everything is working properly before you seal the device. The flashlight on this one is working. Next, I'm going to use B7000 in order to add glue to this Pixel 9 Pro XL. Add a small layer of B7000 around the Pixel 9 Pro XL on the place where the double-sided tape has to sit. So now I'm going to remove the plastic covering the camera lenses, then proceed with closing the device. So here's how it looks with the B7000 in lieu of the double-sided tape. You do not need much, you need only a small layer of B7000 and then you can seal the device. So simply take the back glass and insert it inside the frame of the device. make sure that you apply a small pressure for the back glass to be fully seated on the inside of the device. Before you start applying some heavy pressure, make sure that the back glass is fully seated. If it is not and you start to apply some pressure, you might break the back glass and then you're back to square zero. For any excess B7000 that you see, you can simply wipe it away and then you keep applying pressure with your finger. Then I recommend that you use some retaining clamps that are going to apply constant pressure and make the sealing process of the back glass effective and complete. If using double-sided tape, you can have the argument of not requiring a retaining clamp on the back of your device. That can work if the double-sided tape is of the highest quality. So here's how it looks after I added all the retaining clamps, and I'm going to let the device sit like this for about 20 minutes, then remove everything. So once you remove the repair clamps, you're going to see all the spilled B7000 around the device close to the back glass, and then you simply need to rub on them in order to remove all the double-sided tape or the B7000 that is sticking out of the back glass. After you've done that, you will see everything will go away and you will have your device fully repaired.